a lot lately. Alright, so since I haven't been able to edit, I haven't had time to edit thrifting videos, I figured doing these pickups, I'm trying to do live stream thrifting videos, you know, like I did yesterday, which a few people have seen. Not quite as many people have watched those as per usual with the edited ones, compared to the edited ones. But I figured I'd do a little. I went to Goodwill today. I got lucky. I found a bunch of Blu-rays and DVDs, most of which I will be bringing to my shop, the video game shop I manage, where the owner lets me do consignment, and I make money on each of these movies. And obviously, there'll be a couple in here that I want for myself. And we'll go from there. I don't recommend drinking kombucha this late at night, because it does have caffeine. But that's okay. I'm a pretty healthy person. I don't cheat very often, so I'm cheating tonight. Hello, Lucy. Thank you so much for tuning back in. I know you're getting my notifications, so thank you very much. Sorry for the weird lighting. You know me, I'm always trying to make things look decent. I think this looks better than it usually does. I've got a better setup. If you saw it, it's literally a milk crate on a rolly chair, and my phone is leaning against like 5 or 6 stacked DVDs. So I think that this is going to come up reversed. I'm not sure why that's happening on YouTube. I haven't had time to look into it. So let me ask you guys, does this come across as reversed? I mean, obviously in my camera it does, so I guess that it's so confusing. Either way, we're going to dig into this pickup, guys. It was from Goodwill, and like I said, I found a lot of cool stuff. So actually, these came from a guy that I know, a friend of mine that frequents the Goodwills. His name is Chuck, and he gave me his number today because he's always finding DVDs, and I'm seeing things that he collects and sells. And he gave me a few DVDs because he couldn't do anything with them in terms of selling them. So he gave me these 3, Uncommon Valor. Actually, he gave me a box, but these are the ones that are worth showing. Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, and Uncommon Valor sealed. I'm actually going to keep this one in my collection because I believe the copy I have is full screen. This is widescreen, so that's pretty cool. Uncommon Valor is a Vietnam movie. What's up, Mr. Ralph? Thank you for tuning in. Everything is still reversed, huh? It's weird. See, the thing is, I could turn the camera around, but then I won't be able to see how centered it is. It's a better camera on the back, but I'll have to figure that out another day. I'm sorry that this is reversed. It just is what it is. I'll at least let you know what the titles are and everything. I see it. It's coming through as reversed on my end, too. It's so weird. All right. I'll get this out of the way. This one was kind of cool to find as an old Yankee fan. David Cone was a pitcher for the Yankees. And I saw this sitting there, and I looked at it, and it was signed by the player, the pitcher, and the original author. And it says, "To Tom, we the best." Too bad my name is Mike. It would have been perfect. This was from my era, but I don't need this. I'm going to sell this or give it to my brother to sell. You know, he'll pay me a couple bucks for it. He'll sell it for 25 or so. I saw it was going for. This is kind of cool. I found this at the Goodwill. I wish there were more of them, but it was only this one. Volume 17. I'm going to try this at the game shop if the owner lets me do it on consignment. We have a kids section now with kids movies, some puzzles, video game and movie-centric puzzles, things like that, nerdy stuff. And this looks really nice and colorful. And so, yeah. I'm going to bring this to the shop and see if we could sell it. I think we can. Got a few VHS here, again, for the store. This one's pretty cool. The Boyds by MCA Video here. Losing some of the glue, some of the adhesive. But I had never seen The Birds on VHS, not since the 90s, so that was pretty cool. And then we have Dr. Strangelove and Goldfinger. Again, I'm going to buy these popular movies to see how they do at the shop. I bought them for $1. We're going to sell them for $3. So that means I'll end up making like $1.50. Which isn't much, but I'm out hunting for this stuff anyway, like I said. No skin off my back. This one is called The Crash. I don't know much about this one. It's set in the future where the U.S. economy is on the brink of yet another massive financial collapse. The Crash tells the story of Guy Clifton, federally indicted stock trader who was secretly enlisted by this federal government to help thwart a cyber attack aimed at the U.S. stock markets, an attack that could permanently cripple the economy. Sounds like predictive programming, if you ask me. If you ask this conspiracy theorist. Interesting that this came out in 2016. I feel like we're yet to see the big version of one of these cyber attacks. They happen all the time, and nobody really knows they're happening, but I'm waiting for the big one, the big kahuna. Let me get a sip of my Combi. Combi Booch. All right. Next up, and I will say, nothing here is absolutely mind-blowing. There's a couple cool things that I'm keeping. We have a copy of Warrior. Again, bring this to the shop. I spent $1 on it. Bring it to the shop. Sell it for $5. I make $3.50, something like that, profit, because of the consignment deal. So yeah, Warrior, really good flick. I remember Christian Bale's performance blowing me away. Nick Nolte was excellent. Tom Hardy is excellent. I'm thinking of The Fighter. I'm sorry. The Fighter is Bale. The Warrior is the brothers, Tom Hardy and Edgerton, with Nick Nolte as the father. And it's a great, great movie about family and fighting for your family or against your family at certain points. That one will be going to the shop. Here we have Chronicle. Chronicle is a movie that I really enjoy, a found footage science fiction film that reminds me of Akira, with this kid getting these newfound powers, superpowers really, and not knowing how to control them, and things going off the rails rather quickly in the second half of this film. Young Michael B. Jordan, young Dane DeHaan. Really good flick. Josh Trank before he would make Fantastic Four and tank his career. Sorry, it was a joke there. I was trying to pull it. Here we have a Blu-ray copy of John Carter, which is a movie that I enjoy for what it is. The big budget B movie, essentially. Andrew Stanton from Wall-E. Andrew Stanton also directed a couple other Pixar films. This was his first foray into live action, and it's rough. It's very drowned out in terms of its colors because it takes place on Mars. The aliens don't look great. The Mars scenes should look better. They just look kind of bland to me. I think the story's cool. I like the adventure. I like the action. It's not bad. It's like a 2.5 out of 5. But again, I have it, so that's going to the store. Here we have The Descent. One thing I've noticed is that DVDs are selling, or Blu-ray, horror DVDs are selling very well at the shop. One thing I've noticed is that DVDs sell more than Blu-rays. Maybe it's because they're $1 cheaper. I don't know. I think it's because more people are nostalgic for DVDs. But The Descent, I'll be bringing that to the shop. No doubt about it. I thought this was brand new, but maybe it's not. I don't know. Resealed. Here we have Independence Day. Don't need to really talk about that one. You guys have seen, we've all seen Independence Day. That one's for the store. This one is for me, though. Ghost Stories. This one I've been looking at on YouTube, on Amazon. I've been seeing it on Prime or Shudder or something like that. Scream Factory puts this out. It has Martin Freeman from The Hobbit, plays Bilbo in The Hobbit, in this sort of investigative British horror film. Experienced 3 spine-tingling tales of horror. This is an anthology film. I didn't even know that. Professor Goodman has devoted his life to exposing phony psychics and fraudulent supernatural shenanigans. His skepticism is tested, however, when he receives a case file on 3 chilling and inexplicable incidents. And that's where our anthology film starts, it sounds like. So I didn't even know that. That's exciting. Very cool. I'm glad to have this in the collection. It's actually brand new and sealed. So I'll see if I could sell it off to fund the Blu-ray, but I'm not sure. Transformers, Dark of the Moon. Some of my least favorite modern films here. But this one's going to the game shop. Every Transformers I've brought in has sold. Secret of Nim. This will go in our kids section. I think somebody will see this and be nostalgic about it, and then I'll get excited. That's what's really cool about it. People bring up stacks of movies that I bring in. I'm like, oh, that came from my collection. That's awesome that you like these films, these like shitty horror movies or weird old animated films, stuff like that. It's really, really fun. Here we have Fantasia 1 and 2. Fantasia and Fantasia 2000. This, again, is going to the kids section at the video game shop. Here we have Manglehorn. This is actually one of the Blu-rays I picked up that I'm going to hold on to. I don't know much about this. I need to do a little bit of research. It's directed by David Gordon Green, who directed Pineapple Express and George Washington and the latest Halloween trilogy and the Exorcist reboot or whatever. I don't know what this is about. Reclusive small-town locksmith Manglehorn has never quite recovered from losing the love of his life, Clara, fixated on her memory. So this sounds like a drama. We'll give it a shot. I like Pacino. This is one of the last real Pacino performances, from what I understand. So here's one that I think I'll keep. I'm a sucker for these like crappy platinum-released DVD cases. There's no other cases that look quite like this, and they have a very unique look. Most of the films they put out were kind of garbage. But maybe this one is passable or serviceable. I'm not sure. Fritz Kirsch. That's so weird because last night I feel like I watched a Fritz Kirsch film. Is it? No way. It is. That is so bizarre. I watched Children of the Corn last night. I still think it's a 3 out of 5. I don't think it's a great film. I think it's pretty atmospheric. It's not bad. I enjoy it. It's good. Fritz Kirsch directs this one. And then I picked this up today. I look at it, and I'm like, the director, Fritz Kirsch, I know that name. Turns out he directed Children of the Corn in 84 that film came out? Jack Scalia, Bo Derek, John Savage. Those seem to be the names that I recognize. This might fall into erotic thriller territory. If it does, it's not really my cup of tea. I was hoping it was more of a crime film. We'll see. We'll see if I'll keep this in the collection. Not sure. Here we have a copy of Caddyshack. Can't go wrong with Caddyshack. I figured this will move at some point at the store. Again, same thing here. I'll be bringing this to the video game shop just in time for October, and I think somebody will definitely pick this up. The cool thing is I am in control of the pricing on everything. And, you know, I price these things at a price that's fair to the store where we can make money, but also fair to the customer. I undercut eBay with movies. I don't think we can get eBay prices for movies at the game shop. And so, you know, I'm pricing these things accordingly. I would recommend the movies and cartoons of Bruno Bozzetto if you like obscure animation. I sure do. I've not heard of Bruno Bozzetto. I'll have to take a look. So for something like this Saw collection, 7 films, Saw DVD, all in good shape, I'd probably try to sell this at no more than $10. And I think that, you know, that's a good deal. I think you could probably get this for 10 or 15 elsewhere, but, you know, people want to support small businesses, and keeping prices reasonable, I think, is fair, and you know, paying out reasonably is fair. So the Saw collection there I will be bringing to the shop. This one, I gotta be honest, I'm a completionist, but I don't think I need this. This is the Candyman remake. I don't think I'll ever really enjoy this film. It's a little too heavy-handed and woke for me, if I'm being honest with you. I think it was pretty whack. One of Jordan Peele's weaker screenplays, that's for sure. I'm not sure how much control he had over it. It seems like Nia DaCosta, who is more like an activist, like a film activist, which there have been before. I'm just not a huge fan of that kind of thing, the heavy-handed political messaging. The 70s, there was a lot of it, but it was a politically fraught time. And it made more sense. It was more raw. This is an exploitative. This is more glossy and ritzy and bougie. This is not my favorite of the Candyman films, that's for sure. It's my least favorite by far. But I'll be bringing that to the game shop, and I think somebody will get some enjoyment out of it. It's so wild how things happen in this hobby sometimes. Last night, I was looking at my collection. I've been watching franchises of films that I've yet to see. So, for example, I rewatched Final Destination and watched Bloodlines, which I thought was excellent. I just watched I Know What You Did Last Summer, rewatched it, and its sequel, which I thought was good. The sequel was fun. A lot of people hate it, but I enjoyed it. Still need to see the third. And then I was like, how about my Carrie movies? How many Carrie movies are there? So you have the original from, what, 76. You have Carrie the Rage, Part 2, which is from 99. Then you have the remake with Angela Bettis in, like, 01. And then you have, I think that's it. And then you have another reboot remake with this one. And I thought I had this in the collection, and I went to go look for it, and it doesn't seem like I do. And so last night I was like, oh man, I need to keep a lookout for that. Literally walked into Goodwill today, and I found the Carrie remake. at the Goodwill. So I was like, boom, there we go. Nice and complete now. Beautiful. Chloe Grace Moretz is in this. I've not seen this. I don't know if it's supposed to be good. I know it's not going to be as good as the original, that's for sure. But I'm willing to see an updated version of the story. That one I'm keeping. Here's Sacha Baron Cohen in The Dictator. Him and Larry Charles made this film, which was stepping outside of the mockumentary realm and giving us more of a narrative film with mockumentary bits kind of cut into it, but not as many as I would like. I wish this was a straight mockumentary. It's not. It's more of a narrative film. Again, it kind of teeters the line of narrative and mockumentary at points, but it is ultimately a narrative film. It's funny. It's a good comedy. It's not bad, but it's definitely not Larry Charles' best work with Sacha Baron Cohen. I'd give it like a 3 out of 5. Next up, we have Ghost Rider Extended Cut. I'm not sure if I have the extended cut. I'll have to double check my copy to see if that's the case. If so, this will be going to the store. I think it'll sell there. Got another copy of Chronicle, a newer copy of Chronicle, so I figured for $1, pick it up. It'll sell at the shop. The Last Airbender. I'm going to sell this to somebody at the bookstore or at the game store, I promise. Somebody's going to pick this up and go, this is terrible. And I'm going to go, yes, it is. You should watch it again because it's super entertainingly bad. Here we have Mr. Popper's Penguins. I picked this up because I was basically just picking up all the Blu-rays that were there. I don't know anything about this. You know, I thought to myself, maybe I'll keep it around because it's Jim Carrey. It's the only Jim Carrey film I've yet to see. This and I Love You, Philip Morris. I want to see that one. That one's supposed to be good. But this one, I've not heard good things. It's a remake of an old movie or an old book or something. I don't know. But it is my boy Jim Carrey, so I want to give it a shot. Here we have a couple Harry Potter films that I know will do well at the game shop. Harry Potter Sorcerer's Stone and Deathly Hallows 1. We've got nothing too exciting to end it out. I should have saved one of the ones I was keeping for the last, but do I have a favorite mockumentary? What We Do in the Shadows comes to mind. A Mighty Wind. I love A Mighty Wind. I love Best in Show. Spinal Tap I like quite a bit. I'm trying to think of some more obscure ones. There's a wiffle ball mockumentary directed by this, I forget this guy. He's tall, he's goofy looking. He was in a movie called Pool Boy with Kevin Sorbo. He did FDR, American Badass. He made a wiffle ball mockumentary, which was it wiffle ball? It was really funny. I forget what that was called, but anyway, so we have Independence Day Resurgence. I figured they were both sealed. I'd pick up both of them, try to sell them together as a lot or something at the game shop. And then we have Solo, Star Wars Story on DVD. That won't have any trouble moving at the game shop to the normies. And another copy, to end it on a high note, another copy of The Last Airbender, directed by M. Night Shyamalan. And one of the most hated movies of all time because the Avatar fan base are fanatical, for better or for worse. And I enjoyed this movie for what it is. This is a B movie. Yeah, it's based on the cartoon, but it's nothing like the cartoon. The cartoon is far superior. This is funny from a B movie standpoint. Good effects, though. I always said the naturalistic effects, I think, are very good, very well done. They seem very realistic at the time, at least. I'll watch this one again at some point, but 2 copies. Bring them to the game shop and see what happens. Let me check the comments here. I would recommend you the mockumentary Forgotten Silver from Peter Jackson. Forgotten Silver? When was that made? I've not heard of that one. Sounds cool, though. All right, guys. Well, I just wanted to pop in real quick for this little 20-minute live stream and show you guys the pickups that I got today at the Goodwill. I hope you guys enjoyed it. What's up, Jolly Good? The Nickelodeon show Jolly Good is fantastic. It's classic, but the Shyamalan film is not quite classic. It's bad in a disastrous kind of way, so I check it out for that reason. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you for checking out this live stream. If you enjoyed it, feel free to hit the subscribe button and the little bell for notifications if you want to be notified as to when I go live, which these days is about 2 times a week. You never really quite know. Usually during the week, I do this. I want to thank you all for checking this out. Feel free to hit the thumbs up. Let's get that thumbs up number just a little bit up if we can. That way I could be a a little bit more exposed out there for people to stumble in, new people to the channel, and hopefully they get something from the channel. But I really appreciate that, guys, very, very much. Jolly good. I'll see you next time. Mr. Rosa, all my friends here, Lucy, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this little live stream. I will see you all next time. Take it easy.